Right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about my top 5 stock picks for the month of November. And the reason why I have an absolutely absurd amount of tabs up is because I have 5 different stock picks that I'm going to talk with you guys today, why I chose them. They're in kind of the order that I want to purchase them as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over these 5 funds. They're all high dividend yielding ETF funds. TSLY is the first one, coming in at 62%. I think MAXI is the lowest one, coming in with a dividend yield maybe about like 20%, or maybe that's just under. It says 9% here, but we'll get into that in this video. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I haven't made a video in almost 3 days, over 3 days. We're up to 3,305 subscribers. I apologize for this marker not making a video in the past 3 days. That's just due to the fact that I've been pretty busy. I'm on a pretty important sports team. I'm going to the finals in a college sports team for rugby, so it's very exciting, but it's been a time where I haven't been able to post any videos, but we're getting into it with this video right here. So today we're talking about our top 5 stocks, and the first one coming in being TSLY. It's the YieldMax Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF. The reason why I put Tesla as my number 1 stock pick is because that is the stock that I'll most likely reinvest my dividends into this month. The reason being because it's been in a bit of a downtrend with Tesla approaching back to numbers close to the $200 marker. As you can see, over the past 6 months, Tesla has performed pretty much sideways, but then it had this pretty big downtrend here in October leading into November. So October had this big downtrend. We've seen below the 200 marker in the price point for Tesla. It went all the way up back to $220, but we could potentially be seeing like a little fake out here as it pushes back down and even below this 200 marker. And Tesla could potentially go below this even $195 market that we've seen in the past. And what would that mean for TSLY? That means TSLY's price is most likely going to hit in the $10 and go below that. So I'll be looking to pick up some shares when I think Tesla has kind of run out of its steam and hit its bottom price. So TSLY, that is my first stock. My second stock is KLIP. The reason why is because I am a long-term holder of KLIP. I believe KLIP for the long term, just due to the fact that KWEB, I believe, has been in pretty much a pretty flat, pretty stagnant period. As you can see, over the past 6 months, pretty much trading within the values of $25 all the way up to $31. Now, over the price history, you could see that it generally trades about this price or even a bit higher, but it has periods where it's done fairly well. And this is the China Internet ETF. It basically tracks like everything to do with the internet in China. It's roughly a $2 trillion market, like the whole internet sector within China. So there's a lot of opportunities for growth within KWEB and obviously KLIP. And there's a lot of potential price appreciation to be made with KLIP. Now, KLIP obviously pays a pretty good dividend, coming in at 50% on the dot. But if KWEB can also appreciate back up to these levels of even anywhere close to $60, we're going to see 100% increase in KWEB, and we're also going to see close to 100% increase in KLIP, which is going to be an amazing capital appreciation return and also a very high paying dividend stock. So one thing to also note is when the stock goes up, the dividends will also increase as well. And so if KLIP could return back to even the $20 levels, we're going to see much bigger dividends than we are seeing today. Now, obviously, the price kind of action of KLIP has been down and negative. You can see it's kind of slowing down here as they start to pay out less and less in dividends. See the capital depreciation start to slow down. But if we do see a return on KWEB, then we will see that in KLIP as well. So that's a reason why I'm also adding shares at the current moment. Now, the next stock is an interesting one. It's SMHB. And for those of you guys who haven't heard of it, it's ETRACS Monthly Paying 2 times leverage small US cap high dividend ETN. And I know that word ETN is a scary word, exchange traded note, meaning that not only does it rely on the underlying market, which is the US small cap, this selective US small cap high dividend index, but it also relies on the underlying business, which is UBS or ETRACS. Now, SMHB is very interesting. This is roughly a $5 stock. It's been out since 2018. One thing that's very interesting is that it actually lived through the 2020 recession. And as you can see, it was hit extremely hard. Look at this, from $18 here in February 2020 all the way down to $2. I'm going to zoom in here. $2.15 at the low. Now, this is actually kind of false because at the low, it hit 84 cents. But if you were to have bought shares at 84 cents, you could see your return absolutely skyrocket as ETRACS went all the ETRACS SMBH ticker symbol went all the way back up to roughly $13, which would have been a 1,300% gain. Obviously, it's fallen since then, but since it tracks pretty much the Russell and all the small cap stocks, you can see the Russell's also fallen since then as well. Now, it is very volatile, so if you were to get into SMHB, my advice, and not only my advice to you, my advice to myself, is to get in at a price you are very comfortable with. If you could get in at a price in the $4 range or even below that, I think that is going to be an awesome price for SMHB because it pays some pretty awesome dividends. Here it says the dividend yield is roughly 23%. I'd say that's pretty much about right. But what you want to do is get it at a great purchasing price. And US small cap high dividend ETX, this index is very volatile, and that's just due to the fact that the small cap companies, they got a lot to prove, and potentially a lot of them could go wrong and could go to the downside, but ETRACS kind of takes advantage of this and leverages their dividends on a 2 times monthly basis. And so it's very interesting if you're looking for potentially high yields, but you got to get it at that great price. Now, going to our next stock, this is an interesting one as well. I haven't talked about it in a long time. It's called MAXI, ticker symbol MAXI. It is a simplified Bitcoin strategy plus income ETF. It basically tracks Bitcoin. And what's very interesting about this ETF is that when Bitcoin does well, it does well. And Bitcoin has been in a pretty big bull run over the past little while, over the past month, going up 37%. So if we look at MAXI, it's also gone up roughly 20-30%, but also paying out a 10% dividend at the same time. Obviously, it's a variable dividend, and investing in MAXI does not necessarily guarantee an investment directly in Bitcoin because it invests in Bitcoin futures. And it is designed for capital efficiency, but also to generate potential significant income. So that's a little bit about MAXI. It tracks Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been in a bull run for the past year or so, but if you see a great price in Bitcoin, or if you are interested to kind of track the returns of Bitcoin, MAXI might be a fund for you. So last and not least, the 5th stock that's on my watch list is going to be CONY, the YieldMax Coin Option Income Strategy ETF. This is a YieldMax ETF which tracks Coinbase. And another kind of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency related topic here that I can kind of introduce is Coinbase and how they're an app where you can basically trade cryptocurrencies on. They're a $22 billion market cap. I made a previous video on CONY. And it's kind of interesting. It's caught my attention. I can't say I'm necessarily going to invest. I'd probably invest in all these ones, SMHB, KLIP, or TSLY, before I invest in CONY. But it has my attention just due to the fact that crypto is a growing space. Coinbase is an interesting platform. I had it in the past. And whenever Coinbase does well, the YieldMax CONY Income Option Strategy ETF also does well. And over the past little while, it's gone up roughly about 5 to 10% or so, and it's still paying out some massive dividends. Going back to their payout calendar here, so they're paying about a 60% dividend. One thing I would note is they paid out a 120-cent dividend and then went down to a 107-cent dividend. And we can kind of see something similar in TSLY, where at the start of their kind of YieldMax career, they're paying out some big dividends, 90 cents, 90 cents, 82 cents, but have kind of dropped in price point. I understand it's obviously directly tied to the underlying stock and how much volatility that stock provides. CONY is definitely a volatile stock. I don't know where it's going to go in the long term because over the past, 2 years, 3 years or so, it's definitely been down in a downtrend and in a stagnant market. But if it's able to return to these levels, investors in CONY are definitely going to benefit from that and receive a 60% dividend at the same time. So with all that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Those are my 5 stock picks for the month of November. I hope you guys enjoyed TSLY, KLIP, SMHB, MAXI, and CONY. If you guys did enjoy, please do remember to subscribe up to 3,305 subscribers. If you did enjoy, do exactly that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.